Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Now at 10, the flood watch that was in effect statewide has ended within the last hour, but we're still in for a wet night. Expect some lingering showers into tomorrow morning into the commute, but any threat of flooding is over at this point. Connecticut was spared, but the same can't be said for the rest of the Northeast. Torrential downpours turned roads into rivers in New York City, and there was flash flooding all along the I-95 corridor from Baltimore to the Big Apple. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Let's get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for an update. Rach, seems like we got lucky, but how long will the rain linger?
I think right into about 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we can call it quits. And your opinion of today probably highly varied depending on where you live. In parts of northern Connecticut, northwestern Connecticut especially, it was wet for much of the day today, 1 to as much as 3 inches of rain coming down. But in parts of southern Connecticut, was very little, if any, at all. Now we are finally getting some rain in most of the state. And this is beneficial after what has been a hot stretch, except for today. So we'll continue to see rain as we head through the overnight hours. Again, we really missed out on the bulk of the flooding, which is from the New York City area down into Philadelphia. Here's a look at the future radars so you can kind of visualize this too. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 a.m. We are still seeing that beneficial rain out there. But as we head towards and after daybreak, we'll see that rain come to an end. Clouds will break for a little bit of sun before the day is through. And it'll be a cool start to the day as well. Overnight lows will be right around 60, even in the upper 50s for some of our cooler spots and outlying areas. And especially with those showers out there, it's going to be kind of reminiscent of a fall morning. Clouds break for some late day sun, highs in the 70s. The weekend looks awesome. Your full forecast is coming up in just a bit, Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. So it's good the flood warning is over, but for people in weather vulnerable businesses, especially farmers, today's rain was a real headache. It takes a lot of preparation to keep crops from washing away in flood prone areas. Fox 61's Victoria Anderson asked one farmer in Woodstock how he weathered the rain.
Too much of anything can be a bad thing, even rain. That's the message from farmers across the state bracing for heavy rain pour across Connecticut. We all know what it takes to make a seed sprout. Nutrients, oxygen, and rain. And no one knows that more than Paul Larson, president of the Connecticut Farm Bureau.
This is our 31st year of operating Sprucedale Gardens Nursery.
With heavy rain and the potential for flash flooding in the forecast, Larson can't help but think of his fellow farmers whose roots go a little deeper in the Connecticut River Valley.
Floodplain soil is so beautiful and so rich. It's the best farming land in the United States, literally, is in the Connecticut River Valley.
The choice between the best soil ever and the occasional flood used to be an easy one, but not anymore.
Just the frequency of these flood events is becoming a little too much for a lot of farmers.
And when each inch means more dollars lost, Larson says the decision is more difficult.
If floodwaters touch the fruit, it is not saleable.
That might leave the ground wet, but farmers' wallets dry.
You know, as farmers, you always have your eye to the sky.
But farmers are now looking to the state for answers instead of the sky.
We got a bill passed this last session that is working towards that to provide farmers with some kind of financial relief when severe weather impacts their farm.
Those funds will hopefully help Connecticut farmers keep their crops high and dry.
You're at the whim of Mother Nature, so to speak.
And make sure to stay updated with any future flash flood warnings on the Fox 61 News app. Reporting in Woodstock, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
Victoria, thank you. It's a tough week for firefighters across the state following the line-of-duty death of Plainville firefighter Ray Moreau on Sunday. And his brothers and sisters in uniform have finalized plans to memorialize him. Calling hours for Ray Moreau are scheduled for tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Plainville Funeral Home. It's open to the public. Private funeral services will take place the following morning at Central Connecticut State University in New Britain at Welty Hall, beginning at 10 a.m. Fox 61 will have live team coverage of that service Saturday starting at 10. Well, this week also coincidentally happens to be the week that Connecticut firefighters will receive National Honor Guard training. Fox 61's Tim Latow explains the importance of fellow firefighters stepping up to honor the fallen.
Inclement weather never stops first responders, and today that's still the case as the Connecticut Fire Academy learns how to assemble a mock funeral for a fellow fallen firefighter.
This is really the final exam, if you will, that puts them through the paces of all the elements, all the drills and skills they've been working on all week.
From the playing of taps to Amazing Grace, from a firing line to the folding of the flag to the proper procession, Doug Swartz with the National Honor Guard Academy says there are plenty of moving parts in a funeral for a firefighter that need to be executed with perfection.
A family is experiencing probably one of the worst times of their life, and if we can be a little calm in that chaos to steady things, to bring a little beginning to the healing and steady their world a little bit, all that's going to come from lots of practice, putting these skills together so they can recall them without having to think about it.
It wasn't always like that. Swartz has been leading honor guard classes for decades, and he says there once was a stark difference in the quality of funerals between military personnel and firefighters.
I was in the military originally, and we came out and started going to police and fire funerals, and the training just wasn't there. So we developed a program. We affectionately say we're changing the world one class at a time, trying to standardize things, get everybody on the same sheet of music.
The timing of this training session is a sobering coincidence. 18 students from a dozen departments across 4 states and 2 countries come at a time when Connecticut prepares to pay tribute to fallen firefighter Ray Moreau.
Really helps it frame it. I think everyone comes in knowing that this would happen. It's easy to live in that kind of a persona of invincibility. It's never going to happen to me. It's always going to be somewhere else. But I would say there's no name on a memorial wall anywhere that ever thought it was going to happen to them.
National Honor Guard Training Academy travels across the country to teach the next generation of public safety officials. Last week they were in Oklahoma. Their next stop is Mississippi. In Windsor Locks, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
And we'll be at tomorrow's vigil. We'll have that coverage starting on the news at 5 p.m. And then again, we'll be at the funeral for firefighter Ray Moreau Saturday with coverage starting at 10 a.m. Right now, the Ansonia Fire Department just got a new grant they hope will help attract new hires. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi tells us what the money will go toward.
Ansonia's fire chief says it's been more than a decade since they had a full-running junior firefighter program. Now a new $20,000 grant is helping the department purchase new gear for the program, something the chief says is long overdue. There's a new generation of first responders at the Ansonia Fire Department, thanks in part to a new grant aimed at expanding its junior firefighter program. Ansonia's fire chief Jay Feiner says the $20,000 grant was awarded through community support, and it will be a vital investment for the department to ensure Ansonia's next generation of firefighters have the proper safety equipment to better serve their community.
My stepmother, who was also a firefighter here in Ansonia, she ran into somebody that said maybe the Catherine Matthews Foundation was the way to go. We just were notified 2 weeks ago that we got $20,000 to buy our 11 juniors all new turnout gear.
The Junior Firefighter Program, which has now been fully active for nearly a decade, is designed for those ages 14 to 18, offering hands-on experience as a firefighter. Chief Feiner says the new gear will include updated protective uniforms.
Because originally the grant was just for pants and coats, but the Matthews Foundation approved us getting gloves, helmets, and boots for the juniors as well.
These 5 teens are part of the 11 junior members of the program. They all come from a line of first responders after 5 generations. They say this investment is vital to perform safely while training.
It is very vital because if you don't have gear, you're not allowed to do anything, because our gear protects us from the elements of the fire that we have in buildings and stuff like that.
You know, everyone's, well, it's like a family. It's a one big family. You know, it means to me a lot, you know. Seeing my father doing it, see my uncle also does it, you know.
So the new gear will help me move quicker on scenes, help put up hoses and connect the lines quicker.
Chief Feiner says while the department has faced recruitment challenges, he says this initiative brings his team one step closer towards helping inspire and motivate a new generation.
If I can get 5 or 6 of them to become full members on their 18th birthday and stay full members, that would be amazing for our manpower issues.
Kind of just feels right. I've always wanted to be a firefighter since I was little.
These people you get to know
they'll be basically family after working with them for a while.
Now, Chief Feiner says they're looking forward to more improvements for the program and their fire station. In Ansonia, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Well, new tonight, a Meriden man is under arrest accused of sexually assaulting an 8-year-old child. Police say 46-year-old Cody Kavrudatz was wanted in connection to assaults in both Meriden and Southington. He was arrested in Griswold on Monday with help from Homeland Security and the FBI. Kavrudatz is facing multiple charges and is being held on an $800,000 bond. Also new tonight, a West Haven man already charged with attempted arson is now facing a murder charge. 27-year-old Theodore Lloyd is accused of killing and dismembering his mother, Tina Lloyd, earlier this year. Her remains were found in 14 bags of trash inside and around her home. Police say neighbors identified Lloyd as the only person entering the house for months. He's being held on $3 million bond, and his next court date is in September. A plea deal has been offered to a Naugatuck father accused of killing his 11-month-old daughter. Christopher Francisquini is facing murder and child endangerment charges in the 2022 death of Camilla Francisquini. Prosecutors are offering a 40-year sentence with the right to argue for 35. Police at the time called Camilla's murder heinous and horrific. Francisquini was on the run for 2 weeks, spurring a multi-state manhunt before he was eventually taken into custody in Waterbury at a bus stop. Wolcott police say no charges will be filed in a deadly shooting that left 3 people dead in March. Investigators say David Cote Sr. shot his ex-wife and son before turning the gun on a friend of the family. That friend, though, Joseph King, shot back in self-defense, killing Cote. King had a valid permit and a legally owned gun. Police say they are waiting for final confirmation from the state's attorney.